right, last but not least, I'm doing chapter 19, question 1, and it states, determine whether a given shape is a rhombus, rectangle, square, or none of these. Justify your classifications. Okay, so I did draw each shape. I drew a rhombus, a square, and a rectangle. All right, and I'm going to talk about how these shapes are similar and how they are different. So I'm gonna start with the square. The square has all right angles, okay? A rectangle also has all right angles. So that is how they are similar, okay? Now, a square, all sides are congruent in a square. With a rectangle, opposite sides are congruent. So therefore, that is how they're different, okay? Now let's move on to the rhombus. With the rhombus, angles are not 90 degrees. So therefore, that is how they're different from the square and how they're different from the rectangle, all right? Now, what the rhombus and the square have in common is that all sides are equal, okay? And all of these shapes are quadrilaterals, okay? They all have 4 sides, 4 angles. They are quadrilaterals, all right? Concepts that was used to figure out this question: properties of quadrilaterals, angle measurement, and side congruence. Representations, I drew some diagrams with some labels on there sharing the sides and the angles. Common misconceptions, confusing rectangles and squares. That's a very common one. I used to confuse the two when I was in school before. Also, judging by appearance instead of measurement. Don't just look at a shape and say, oh, that's a rhombus because it's tilted. No, don't do that. That's a common misconception that a lot of kids may do instead of actually focusing on the measurement. So that leads me to this question. How would I explain this to a kid? I would tell a kid, just like school, shapes have rules, okay? Look at the sides of the shape. Look at the angles. Look and see if all sides are congruent. Look and see if all lines are connecting. Whatever. Just know that shapes have rules, all right? And just like school rules, you have to make sure that you look over the rules of geometry and the rules of these shapes, and you will be on your way to being a great mathematician. But with that being said, thank you for your time. That concludes this discussion.